Hey guys, John here with a silver update. So obviously I woke up this morning to see the Friday action. Went to bed, silver was like 49.12. So I was thinking it's got a stab at 50. Check the gold price first on SpotMex. That's what comes up first. And gold was at 1,563. So some $25 higher than what I saw when I went to bed. So I thought, okay, silver's through 50. I'll click the chart, and silver went down 47.91. A real dislocation from the trends that we've seen over the last 3-4 months. Now, I do want to say one day doesn't make a trend, but it just is interesting to see gold making new times high and silver not even following. Even if it wants to underperform gold, it went the other way. So I don't know quite what to make of the action, except it's a watch and wait and see what happens. Explanations are very simple, I think. You know, people are seeing silver is going to have problems at this $50 area, and are taking some off the table and putting it into gold because, you know, when you think about it, if the inflation story is believed by investors, you know, gold has that first appearance of safety in those times. You know, it's really gold that 90% of people are going to flock to, you know, because they don't know these markets necessarily as good as anyone on this channel, any of the subscribers. So while you may see that silver is undervalued compared to gold, you know, not everyone else sees it the same way, or cares to see it the same way, or is interested to know about silver. Gold is just what they instinctively go to. So we could start seeing a dislocation in these markets. Next week is going to be a very interesting week in the metals, in all markets, I think. You've got the dollar, the US dollar index, compared to other fiat currencies, at lows. It's not oversold yet. It's not where I'd consider out of control, crazy, collapsing type style. It is a cautious downtrend in some respects, considering just how bad the US fiscal shape is. I mean, I don't need to convince you guys of that. It's quite orderly at this point in time. You know, it's still higher than the 2008 lows, so that tells you a lot. Despite everything that's gone on between the beginning of the GFC and now, the dollar is the same. Despite all the money printing, despite all the debt issues in America, the dollar is actually a little bit higher. So, interesting. Now, if we start to break through those 2008 lows, then obviously it's on for young and old. But yet we haven't seen that, and if it's going to do it, it could be next week, or it also could be next week where it does find support for whatever unknown ridiculous reason, the same unknown ridiculous reasons that it rallied in 2008 during probably the most bearish set of circumstances for the US economy. Obviously, the reason was deleveraging, but still, you know, the dollar did rally when it really fundamentally had no reason to. So I had a short on, when I went to bed 49.12, I put a short order in, so I didn't actually jump in and short there, which in hindsight I should have. 2020 is wonderful, but I did put it at $48 because I thought if it gets down, it had support there at 48, and if it did get down under that, it's looking pretty weak, and it did, and it's sort of just a couple of cents lower than that now, about 9 cents. So it will be interesting to see if that's just a fake below, fake down, or if silver does get weak here. I'm going to close the short regardless on Monday. I'm not happy being short, having seen gold do what it did. I'm just going to be neutral for the time being. But you know, I did put some of those silver profits into gold, and I wanted to do actually a bit more. I was just sort of watching the gold market, but I kind of did miss it. Although, you know, I missed it in US dollar terms. In Australian dollar terms, gold is really still quite lackluster. It's been at these levels for yonkies years, so I'm not buying at all-time highs in Australian dollars if I were to buy now. So I do want to see what's happening with the Australian dollar. We could have a melt-up in the Australian dollar. We're now at $1.10, just under. So, I mean, when it was coming through parity, my target for the Australian dollar was $1.10 to $1.15. Somewhere between there, I think our Reserve Bank, I think I even said this on the channel, our Reserve Bank will start to intervene in our currency. Our stock market's getting killed. Not killed, but considering this resource commodities boom that we've been having, our stock market, which comprises mostly of mining companies, should be doing better, but it's not. And that's probably a culmination of our strong Aussie dollar and our insanely high, compared to other people, other countries, interest rates. And it's not insanely high. It's actually it's a good thing, but compared to other countries, especially the US. So, and silver in Australian dollars is not looking pretty on the charts at all at the moment. So I do want to, if the Australian dollar starts to show weakness between the 110, 115 area, I may put a considerable amount into gold at that time, or at least trade it. I don't know yet. I'll have to have a think about it. But I just wanted to bring up that trend change, or that dislocation in the market. When I did my video on Monday saying a turning point, it was more what I felt would be happening. It wasn't until Friday that I think I got a little bit of confirmation, at least one day of confirmation. We'll see if that trend develops. Even when it dropped down to where did it, 43 did it, silver, after the mega spike, that to me wasn't a confirmation. That to me is just insanely volatile trading action. So interesting, something to watch, something to keep an eye on. And next week, this coming week, I think we'll get some confirmation either way. The US stock market's blowing upwards. The dollar is at really all-time, 2008 lows. Will we get support here for the dollar for some unknown reason yet to be established? Is the dollar oversold, or is it about to catapult through 2008 lows and propel everything higher? That is the question, and it'll be interesting to see how it develops. This week, I think, will be a major week in the market. So let's have a look, and let's keep our wits about you, keep your powder dry, buy the dips, buy the big dips in these markets, because we are getting some crazy volatile action and everything. Don't, if silver drops 50 cents, don't consider that a dip. That's not a dip anymore. That's almost par for the course now. So take it easy, guys. Interesting trading week, and take care. Bye.